Hi, and welcome to the new moon forecast. The new moons form the template for the entire lunar cycle to build upon. So, understanding the energies right at the new moon is very important and kind of gives us an advantage in terms of how to live our lives and how to plan things and what trends we're likely to see in the world around us. So, in this forecast, we'll talk a little bit about the astrology, the numerology, the 5 things that we need to know, the recommended practices from spirit, and as well I've got some divination cards. So let me turn the pings off. If you're watching this as a video, hang out for just a moment. I like to give the live people a moment to get their notification. That's if the notification system's actually working on YouTube. But let me say a few quick hellos and we will dive right on in. So hi Claire and Anna and MT and Josh of Mr. Floyd Channelings, welcome. And Chris, did we say you? No, Chris is still waiting. I got on 4 minutes late. I apologize. And no, you on yet? No. Hi Laura. Hi Anna. MT. Michael, welcome. Susan, welcome. Lisa and Jody and Cosmic Dragon. All right. We may get a few more people coming on shortly. I'm gonna just grab a drink. And hi Hudson Valley Pretzel Bavarian, welcome, and hi Shashar, welcome, and Huda Satnam, hi Yvonne. So yeah, we just had a few people jump on, so I guess notifications are going out now. Right, so we definitely have a lot to talk about. Not a huge long live stream today. We should be able to get this information out in roughly 40 minutes or so. Hi Kate LMT, welcome, and anybody else, and gaming with Aria, welcome. All right. Okay, so as always, glasses are on because I've got lots of notes that I need my notes or I'll forget half of the stuff, trust me. Especially the specifics, like the new moon's happening on January the 11th, on 1/11 at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means virtually the whole world is having this happening on 1/11. There's a small area west of Hawaii, east of the international date line, where it's actually the 10th, but for most of us, it's on the 11th. It's happening at 20 degrees Capricorn. These numbers are important. 1/11/2024. If you add that all up, now in numerology, you don't reduce the number 11. It stays as it is. So I have 1/11 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. What do I get? I get number 20. Wow. And it's also at 20 degrees Capricorn. 20 in Chaldean numerology is the awakener or the judgment. And then the tarot, it's the judgment card. When 20 is at play, there's awakening, there's initiation, there's changes, both in our personal lives as well as the world around us. This is a big initiation. And mind you, this is the third November, December. I believe the third new moon that's been at 20 degrees of a succession of 5 or 6. I don't have the exact numbers, but the way the Earth and the moon's orbits line up, the degrees of the new moon and the full moon tend to remain constant or within a degree during the winter months, the late fall and winter months. We'll just leave it at that for now without going into detailed trigonometry and why that's true. So, universal number 20 day, but it's also the 11th. That's called the karmic path number. So it's the 11th. And both of these are lunar guided numerology. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's it's a 20 day, 20 degrees and 11 karmic path number for the day. So both these numbers are highly reflective in nature. They're lunar ruled. You don't reduce 11 in numerology, but if you did, say you wanted to anyway, it would break that. It would reduce to number 2, and also 20 would reduce to number 2. So highly what did I write? Motivational. I don't know why I wrote that. Highly reflective. I don't know why I wrote that. Well, it can be motivational too, I suppose. Maybe Spirit wrote that because I didn't think of it. So highly wrote that. So combine combine the numerology with the infusions of light that we're experiencing, that we're going to continue to experience. And this can really aid in shadow work and overcoming restrictions. Now we're finishing up this lunar cycle of the great purge and shifting into the great shift. At least this is what I call it. Now, a few other little good things that are going on is that Mars is going to be trining Jupiter on the new moon. So again, take that snapshot at the exact moment of the new moon. That's your template for the month to build upon. Mars and Jupiter trining, that's a lovely energy. That means that our actions and our energy are well aligned with our ideals and our growth and our expansion. Mars also sextiles Saturn. Sextiles are nice also. Mars again is energy and action. Saturn can be our lessons, our restrictions, our karma, what we need to learn and what we need to grow from. But they're in alignment, so we have the capacity to learn a lot, to expand and grow a lot under this influence. And I wrote a few notes down. The planet of energy is favorably aspected, can help more stagnant energies in our lives, can help move stagnant energies in our lives, especially given the fact that Mercury is now direct and is poised to come out of its shadow in a few days from its last retrograde. This is also going to affect governments, of course, because it's Capricorn. Capricorn is government and the financial institutions and infrastructure in general. So it's going to help move those energies. It balances karma, right? Did I explain why it balances karma? Well, it does, and it brings higher wisdom into governments and world leaders, etc. Some of this has to do with the number 8 again, and that's about karma, but also the number 20, the number 11. So another thing that's going on is the moon trines Uranus. So this is going to bring, this is going to infuse some higher ideals and infusion of light, especially with Pluto going into Aquarius. I think that happens on the 21st, but it's happening in this lunar cycle. More water. Oh, you know what it is? I just realized why I wrote down balances karma, because of the Saturn influence. Saturn's about karma. All right, I'm with you guys. I just caught up. All right, and so that's that. So. Oh, more notes. The new moon will square the lunar nodes at 20 degrees. So the lunar nodes are roughly, I think, 20 or 21 degrees of north node in Aries now, south node in Libra. So this is going to activate change on a global level. The lunar nodes, the north node is kind of where we're going. The south node is kind of where we've been. And that you figure out the lunar nodes by when the moon crosses the solar elliptical orbit around it's the Earth orbiting the sun, but it looks like the sun's orbiting us basically. And that's what the lunar nodes are. So eclipse seasons always happen when the sun sign is around the lunar node. So the next eclipses are going to be April the 8th in the sign of Aries. So we're still going to be in the Aries North Node. Anyways, that's a little bit of astronomy or mathematics to explain that. So anyway, activates change on a global level, can increase tension in the world. So squares produce tension. The nodes really act on the world. And this is a new moon, 20 degrees awakening. All that stuff's really going to act on it. So add it all up, and this new moon will begin a huge turning point in our society and in our lives. Now, all the new moons are important. The new moons, the last several, I've been saying similar things. This is a very important new moon. It seems to be building. I think this is reaching a crescendo. The Aquarian new moon is going to be very special also in February, but we're reaching that crescendo. So, hi Mary, hi CC. Happy birthday, whoever birthday it is. MT, happy birthday. All right. Feeling it. Yeah, we're already feeling the new moon energies. Now, generally speaking, as we're before the new moon, and into the new moon. It's called the dark moon. It's the last of the waning moon. The energy tends to get a little bit quiet, but I have a feeling that in this case, there's so much amped up energy that may not be the case so much this lunar cycle, but still the next couple of days is good for contemplation and going within. So here's the 5 things that we need to know. And live stream, we may wind up, the internet may wind up crashing, and if that happens, I'm going to turn it on and hope that that doesn't happen. Say a little prayer to the internet gods. Raining. This is not good. I may lose you guys. So let's continue as long as we can. So the first thing is that it's the great shifts. So that's the first number one thing to keep in mind. This will catalyze awakening, i.e. number 20 degrees 20 universal day. So this is an excellent month to do shadow work, shadow integration work, excellent for energy clearing and things along those lines. So that's part of the great shift. So again, we're coming out of that great purge, and we're shifting into like new infusions of light. So this is where we're really shifting to the Aquarian age, and where we're going to see a lot of changes in our society as well as in our personal lives. It's an initiation. 20 degrees, the number 20 is about spiritual initiation. So clear everything now that needs to be cleared to take advantage of this shift. So that's something to do during this lunar cycle. Clear, and it's still winter. That means we're still in our hibernation season. So we're still absorbing or integrating lessons from the last cycle. So we're still in our cocoon period, so to speak, and digesting those lessons. But there's a big spike of global awakening that's happening in this great shift. Corruption is going to be exposed. We're already seeing it. It's being exposed like it never has before. We're seeing more about Epstein. We're seeing more about the election. We're seeing more about a lot of different things that are going on. A lot is rising to the surface. A lot of things are going to be fairly shocking to people that aren't aware. What was there, like aliens sighted in a Miami mall? I saw that on YouTube yesterday. A lot of stuff is rising to the surface, a lot of global corruption. That's part of the great shift. So number 2, new beginnings. All new moons are good for new beginnings, but this is the first new moon of 2024. So we have an even stronger time for new beginnings. First new moon of the year. Astrology makes it even more powerful time of new beginnings, magnifies this effect. So the Capricorn energy, because this is Capricorn season, sun and moon are 20 degrees Capricorn on the new moon, makes it very good for things like money, success, career, and those types of issues. But all new beginnings are favored during this time. So start a new cycle, do a little bit of manifestation work, light a candle, say some prayers, right around within 72 hours of the new moon. You'll hit on that energy, and it's going to accentuate your energetic fields to help you, to assist you in creating or manifesting your reality in alignment with your will, with your heart, and your connection to Great Spirit or Source. So number 3 thing to know is this is a real time of reflection around this new moon and this cycle. Number 11 and number 20 are both lunar ruled. What does the moon do? It reflects the sunlight. So this is a time of personal reflection, reflecting on the world and formulating new strategies, gaining new insights, new ideas, and things of that nature. Take time to go within and reflect on your life, your dreams, and what's holding you back, because this is still a good shadow integration period. In fact, it's the peak of it because we're going into the shift. This is the time to clear all that stuff, lifetimes of stuff. Remember this. Okay, and about relationships, because relationships are the great mirror, right? So remember that the sum of all your relationships equals what energy you put out into the world or out into the universe. It's not just one relationship. One relationship will only reflect a part of what you're putting out. But if you take the sum of all of it, all the people in your lives, Yeah, the most important ones, the ones you're closest to, carry the most weight, but all the people, the trees, the animals, yourself, relationship with yourself, hugely important. Reflect on that, knowing that everything in our outer universe is a reflection of our inner universe. So if we want to change the outer, we start to work on changing the inner universe and start to notice the corresponding changes without. Very important time. So what else? Remember, take time to be still and really feel energy, feel the flow, feel the force. The force is with you, Luke Skywalker. Just relax, open your heart, be present, and you start to feel that buzz of energy. If you do a little Tai Chi or yoga, that'll enhance that, or Reiki. But once you start to feel energy, you start to feel the flow, then you have it. That's a mystical force that affects everything in our lives, everything on this planet, because chi or prana is that intermediary force between the known and the unknown, or between spirit and matter. So spirit manifests as energy as well as consciousness, obviously, or consciousness can manifest as energy. I believe that that's the energy of the Holy Spirit. Some Christian people may disagree with that, and we welcome debate here as long as it's polite and nice. But I believe that that's really what the energy of the Holy Spirit is, that the earth is really the sun, and the universe is the Father. Of course, that can be taken in many other contexts, and it's just my personal interpretation. So anyway, where are we here? Okay, so I think we finished with number 3. Number 4 thing to know is big infusion of light. And we've been talking about this on the yearly forecast. By the way, 2024 forecast is up. Channeled messages, channeled forecast. I'll pin that to the comments when this becomes a video. Also, the January forecast. So we've been talking about this for a while around here. Big infusions of light aids our growth by exposing the shadow. So that's another reason why it's a good time for shadow work. Light exposes shadows. When you shine a light onto a shadow, what happens? The shadow disappears. It gets absorbed into the light. So within the light exists the darkness. Within the light exists the void. Within the void exists the light. That's the yin yang symbol, the yin within the yang and the yang within the yin. And the good point, CC. It will transform its energy into the positive charge, which holds space till it's ready to understand. And the thing is, there's only one energy, but there's multitude of different frequencies, and our intentions modify the quality of the energy, but it's all the same energy. So we can transmute dark into light, basically. It starts by embracing the dark, starts by integrating it into the totality of the light. That's what shadow integration work is for. That's why it's called shadow integration work. We don't lose these shadows because they're part of who we are. They're part of our reality. They're part of our power, our energy, our strength. But if we integrate it, then the shadows don't run the show and cause us repetitive cyclical problems in our lives because we haven't dealt with our subconscious issues or our past life issues. So that's part of the integration also. Once we deal with it, it becomes our power, not our detriment. So I've got a lot of notes for big infusion of light. Aids our growth by exposing shadows, spikes in solar activity, human frequencies, etc. So human resonance is part of the ionosphere. Part of that is the discharge of thunderstorms. It's more than that. It's consciousness, and what we're finding. And thank you, Susan and Ald, for sharing this information. Also, I forgot your source, but if you want to post that, you're welcome to do that. But what's happening is that our consciousness is matching this human frequency, and the earth consciousness and our consciousness are connected. In fact, they're one. So as we change consciousness, it affects the earth, and the earth affects us, and it affects the human resonance, and aids and abets the awakening that's going on now. So it's accelerating the earth changes, spikes in solar activity. We talked about that. Could be big geological events like I forecast in the 2024 event. That means earthquakes. That means volcanoes. It's like the first day of January when I talked about more earthquakes. There's a 7.5 in Japan. Now, of course, that's been an ongoing process. It didn't just change overnight. But the thing is, more of it. more of it. So anyway, could be big geological events, weather extremes, especially near the full moon. So look for that. Full moons are notorious for weather extremes on a good month. Well, this is a good month. You know what I'm saying. So especially around that, more information penetrates the earth veil to assist in collective awakening. So there's streams of information. The more we increase our energy, the more the human resonance increases, the more information, cosmic information, becomes available to us as it penetrates the earth veils, penetrates collective consciousness. We tap into these higher frequencies and starts to awaken dormant DNA, and we tap into higher spiritual abilities. So this is going to be a big month for that. And solar codes activate dormant DNA. As the sun is very active, it's reflective of what's going on in the central sun or the spiritual sun. So the sun's living also. The sun has a heartbeat just like the earth does. It's conscious. And we're part of the sun. The sun's part of us. We're connected. So as it's increasing its activity, as its frequency is shifting, it's shifting our frequencies. It's allowing more light to come in. It's awakening more of our dormant potential. Our infused starseed DNA, which contains different abilities, like Jesus walking on water, raising the dead. Jesus said, I'm the Alpha Omega, I'm the Son. He didn't say that I'm better than you or that I'm separate from you. No, he's saying that you're the Son of God also, and that you have the same abilities. You can develop the same abilities that he developed, basically. At least that's my interpretation of that. So solar codes activate dormant DNA. We tap into new gifts. New leaders start to emerge. New oppositions start to come up. Again, we talk about the war against consciousness. So the powers that be, the deep state, or whatever you want to call that, the ruling parties or whatever, they don't want us to awaken because they lose their control, they lose their power. If we start to realize, wow, we can heal ourselves, we don't need that. We can govern ourselves better. Once all this starts to come out, they'll lose their control, and the earth, will have an awakening in consciousness that's going to bring us into that golden age. Basically, it's not that the dark disappears. The dark is just hidden. It's just that the negative agendas, get suppressed deeper in, so that greater light and greater love and greater compassion can start to take over. And that's called evolution of our human species. So the whole good versus evil, light versus dark paradigm is our classroom, our lessons here on planet Earth, on Matrix Earth, whatever your belief is, Maya or illusion, whatever your take is. It's set up in a certain way because the light is more favorable. We like being in the light. We're happier. We feel love. We feel more positivity. Everybody's getting along and everybody's thriving, and that's what we want. So that's why we gravitate towards the light. So the more evolved we are, the more the light wins. The dark kind of goes back into the underworld, so to speak, and then we come into our golden age. So this is what's happening, and this is an important turning point. This lunar cycle is the important turning point that we're experiencing now. All right, so what else? The facades fall. So when faced with a new light, new consciousness, the facades on this corrupt world start to fall and the truth becomes revealed. That's number 4. I got one more for you guys. Number 5. Okay. And this brings, I wrote in my notes, and this brings us to point number 5, talking about the facades falling, that is. The teardowns of systems accelerate. So that's point number 5, which reflects on us which reflects on us because it tears down the facades and the stuck energies in our own lives also. So what's happening in the great big wide world around us is a reflection of our consciousness collectively as well as individually. So the idea is we want to tear down the facades in our own lives. And how do we do this? We connect with the heart. We shine the light of the heart, the light of awareness. And the more in our heart we are, the more present we are, the more we draw from spirit or from source, and the more we start to understand the false facades in our own lives. It's not our fault. It's not your fault. It's programming, it's conditioning, social conditioning. It's the forces that be want us in the dark, basically, so that they can continue to control. Again, don't be angry at them. Treat it with love also, because it's what we chose as a collective to experience for our collective growth. So we start to miss the point, and they start to gain power if we look at it negatively with fear or anger or disgust or all that stuff. We have to try to let all that go and accept and embrace and know that you're stronger. There's nobody, nothing stronger than you. Know this, understand this. Nothing in this universe is stronger than you. Why is that? Because we all draw from the same source. We all draw from the same power. Whether it's ghosts or spirits, whether it's people with sophisticated technology, sure, they may be able to fine-tune the energies to cause problems and make it appear that they have more power, but at the end of the day, we all draw from the same source. If you really own that and really feel it, fear's vanquished, tentativeness is vanquished, and you accomplish a lot more in your life. You step more into your powers. This is really, really important stuff. So tear downs of systems accelerate, which reflects on us. Your tear down of second, okay. We move forward in our lives and manifest our dreams faster now. The new moon squaring the node with Uranus and Aquarian energy at play brings the beginning of revolutionary and evolutionary energy. So don't be surprised if there's more strife in the world, more demonstrations, more terrorist activities, more war. It's unfortunate. We're compassionate people. We don't want to feel people suffer, but at the same time, if you understand that it's necessary and it's going to be for our highest good, then send some positive love out there to those that are being displaced and suffering at the hands of the war and stuff like that, and honor their sacrifices, because their sacrifice is what's enabling us to rise up anyways. So new moon square the node, so this Uranus energy, because Pluto's going to go into Uranus, it comes into Aquarius season. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So this brings the beginning of revolutionary and evolutionary changes and energies. So it can increase the domestic violence. Well, hopefully not in your domestic home, but I mean in the United States and other countries, can increase terrorist acts. All right, I talked about that. War, heating up the divide in politics, all that stuff. So we're going to see more of that. This energy will accentuate the duality in order to transcend it. So again, we see more right versus left, this versus that. Stay in your heart. That's your central point. When you're in the heart, you transcend all duality. That's the key. So this will accentuate the duality in order to transcend it. We must do our presence and our heart-brain coherence. Funny how I wrote it down already, and then I'm reading it. To stay in the unified field. That's the key. This quantum field, the unified field, the realm of spirit, whatever name you want to give it. It's that unified field where all possibilities in all time already exist in the now. And this is how we're going to stay safe, by really being that. Anna's writing, been integrating, detaching. Good for you. Thursday's upload is going to be a meditation with Archangel Raphael and how you can go back to traumas with the Archangel to reintegrate lost soul parts. So Thursday we're releasing a really beautiful meditation. It's really helped me a lot in my life. Oh, so we have a few exercises. We're not quite done yet. We wrote a few down. I don't know. Did I do that? Especially as we get close to the 20th and the 21st. Although a crash isn't necessarily a bad thing. A crash could just be a change. And again, put a lot of love out there into the economy. And collectively we can alter and change. Timelines are fluid. But yeah, we did talk about some financial issues, and this new moon is really also the energies of it, with the squaring to the nodes and heavy Capricorn energy, and that 20, that awakening energy, that all adds up to the potential of an economic crash. But what happens after a crash? It rebuilds on stronger foundation. That's what happens. So, watch your money, but don't be fearful of it. Understand that sometimes these things are necessary in order for better things to happen. So, do the flame technique daily. What's the flame technique? I've shared that in other live streams, but sometimes, especially, during this time, people that are not doing the work, people that are not aware, may be more negative. There may be more strife in the world. We may see, unfortunately, more challenge in the world. Of course, the more people that are in our heart and are in our higher power, the more we mitigate some of that. But the flame technique is a way that you can start to step out of the collective consciousness of humanity. We'll put it that way. We are collective conscious, we're one, but we're also individuals. And sometimes we need to step out of that a little bit, especially when it's filled with fear and dread and anger and all that stuff that we don't necessarily want to feel all the time. So what do? You light a candle, you gaze right into the center of that flame, right into the center. Get meditative and present as you're doing that. And once you really gaze into the center, and don't stare, because that requires effort. Relax, focus, gaze. That light part right above the wick. And then the next step, once you're really feeling a connection to the flame, you step inside of the flame. So in your mind, in your conscience, you step right in that flame. It's not hot. It's not going to burn you. It's a gentle flame. And you see the fires around you. And while you're in this flame, you're separated from the lower collective energy, and you're one with source. Fire is the element of creation and destruction. And out of the void, which is the seed of reality, the cosmic womb. So out of the void, a big fire, a big spark emerged, and that's how physical reality started. So fire is really, really powerful. So do that. Yes. So that's number one. Work with energy and flow. I talked about that a little bit earlier. Sometimes you get to meditate. Just feel the energy, consciously feel energy. Feel how it changes when you breathe. In your mind, send energy down, send energy up. If you do like yoga, tai chi, qigong, do your little energy balls and stuff like that, and really feel the flows. The more you can feel that and tap into that, the more you tap into spirit, because chi or prana is the vehicle to the consciousness of the divine, basically. So that's why it's so important. And that's why in Star Wars, very ahead of its time, maybe it's even a documentary, what's going on in the cosmos. They really did a really good job talking about chi and prana by talking about the force. Yes, you can cultivate it for telekinesis. Yes, you can. Well, I don't want to say this, but you can create weapons out of it. But you can also heal with it, and you can create miracles like bilocating, like being in more than one place at once, or projecting etheric double, or transmuting matter, like turning lead into gold. All this can be cultivated through prana. You can levitate. You can actually physically levitate your body. Chi masters have done that. They've melted snow. They've been able to create so much energy in their body that if they get stabbed, the knife breaks. That's chi, that's prana. We can cultivate that. It starts by just relaxing. When you relax and you're not thinking, that's when you're more open to energy, and then you feel the energy. Go out into nature and feel that. Yes. So do yoga, tai chi, ascension breath exercise. What is that? It's a channeled exercise set that I do and that I recommend to you guys, and I'll pin that to the video also. And stuff like that. Do the 369 exercises. That's on the channel also. This is Capricorn season, great to manifest abundance and money. Money is not of the 3D matrix. Money is energy. Money is frequency. And by cultivating that energy and frequency, then we attract more physical money, and that gives us more power and freedom. So anyway, so the 369 exercises, there's 2 of them on the channel. So do those, or do any exercise that make you more magnetic to wealth. And just breathe, relax, stay in the heart, the unified field, stay in the eye of the storm. Do your heart-brain coherence. We talk about this all the time. I have plenty of videos on it. The people that I look up to as teachers include Joe Dispenza and Greg Braid, and they talk about heart-brain coherence also. Heart Math Institute has a lot of information. And I teach it in a very specific way that works for me. And there's going to be a course on it, an online course very soon. The idea, get present, be grateful for the now, feel your heart open, feel grateful for the now, feel compassionate, allow your heart and your brain to blend and sit with that gratitude for at least 10 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes. Do that 3 times a day. That brings you right into the unified field. That allows you to channel the master frequency that's accessible through feelings of gratitude and compassion. And that has a lot of positive physical benefits and spiritual benefits for you. And that's basically that. So let's see. I have a few decks around me if I can find all of them. Frequency of this lunar cycle. It's something to build within. CC saying absolutely yes. And Mr. Floyd saying that he likes to say money is a tool for love. Absolutely. We need to love money and allow money to love us. Develop a relationship with it, right? Treat money like a lover. And honestly, is your lover going to stick around that long and say, well, you're not that important, or you're not spiritual, or you don't grow on trees, or how about this? You're the root of all evil. Would your lover stick around for that? I think not. Treat it like that also. Be magnetic to money. A lot of it's programming because, again, they want to have all the money. They want you to have all the money. So they want they want to create a negative mindset around money so that you repel it rather than attract it. Don't buy in. Money exists in abundance. During this time in this live stream, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars were printed just in the half hour I've been talking, probably even more. So thank you for your comments, guys. All right, so let me clear my mind a second. So I will tune into spirit and prana and chi so that the force guides me to the right card here. And this is it. And the one that we got, there's actually 2 because one fell. Anytime a card falls, that's relevant. So frequency number 1, with this ring light, soul time. So again, this feels very heart-centered to me, soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, whether it embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. Remember, you cannot find stability in a world that's inherently unstable. This table will disintegrate someday. I will die someday. There's nothing stable here. But spirit is immortal and lasts forever. So if you align with spirit, you start to create a sense of stability in your material life. So that's the secret. And the real message is in just gazing into the sacred geometry and absorbing this information, absorbing the spiritual information. And then the second one I got, because this fell, is perception. And the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edge of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So take a good, hard, deep look at this sacred geometry and absorb this. And we perceive more through our heart and more through our energy field and our consciousness than we do through our 5 senses, right? So absorb this and perceive. So these are a couple of energies, a couple of energetic frequencies to work with during this new moon. And I've Kyle Gray's Divine Master. So what Divine Master wants to grace us in our spiritual work this month in this new moon? All right, so my mind a second. And this is the card right here. This one. Mother Mary. Oh, gotta love this one. What a beautiful image also. And miraculous encounter, divine experience. Do not be afraid of being powerful. Also, what does Mother Mary do other than birth Jesus? Nurtures, right? It's the divine mother, the holy mother, the divine feminine in a radiant mother form. So remember, in the matriarchal divine trinity, right? The patriarchal, or I shouldn't say patriarchal, but the Christian version is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. But in neo-paganism and Wicca and some of the earth religions that honors the goddess or divine feminine, it's maiden, mother, and crone. So the divine feminine in this mother phase is about nurture. It's about creating new life. So this is part of it. Create something new this month, some new life, some new project, some new energy, some new beginnings, new income maybe, because it's Capricorn energy. Also, Capricorn can aid in stability in relationships and attracting soulmates because it's karmic in nature. It's Saturn ruled. And we learn a lot of lessons by being with a soulmate, whether it's romantic or a different kind, but especially the romantic kind. So we develop and we work through karma through these situations also. So call on the Divine Mother. This is also very likened to the energies of Kuan Yin, by the way. So, if you prefer that version of the Divine Mother energies, by all means. Or is she more connected to Mary Magdalene? No, Divine Mother, they're saying. Okay. And last but not least, we have our angel that says, CC, the moon in conjunction with Saturn now today. Where's Saturn in Taurus, right? I think Saturn's in Taurus. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. I can't keep all this in my head. All right. So this is the card. Be willing to forgive. It says this is Doreen. Okay, this one too. There's two cards here also. As the angels, clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. This kind of goes along the lines of soul retrieval, of being in the heart. Forgiving yourself. You can't forgive others if you don't forgive yourself, right? Just like you can't love others if you don't love yourself. So that's really important. So as the angels, they clear your mind and body. Yeah. So when you do your presence work, you can call on the angels to clear your mind and clear your body. What do thoughts do? They create emotion. We have 65,000 of those a day, 95% subconscious. But when you have these repetitive thoughts every single day, you stay in the same emotional loops because the thoughts and the emotions interconnect. But when you become present, you stop that cycle and you create new thoughts, new emotions. It creates new outcomes in your life, new effects in your life. So again, ask the angel to help clear of this past stuff. And this is also very Joe Dispenza that if you're not present, that then you're taking the past into the present because you're thinking thoughts that you're not even aware that you thought every other day, and that brings the same emotions, which creates the same reality, and then you create your future from that. But when in the present, you make a different choice and become present and choose what frequencies you're going to embody, choose what images and what feelings and thoughts you're going to have. Then you start to create your future from the present in a conscious way, right? So that makes sense, right? Oh, third eye chakra, that was the other one. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and vision. So I feel like they're saying to do some psychic work also, do some spiritual work. And that's good. So we're going to end in just a second. And those of you that are here as a video, if you came on late for the live stream, this is going to replay as a video. But I just wanted to make you guys aware that starting February 8th, I'm doing a full 5-part power attunements course. And that's my program that I channel, that I've helped myself, that I've healed illness the doctors couldn't heal from. So it's a very powerful spiritual manifestation practice that's divided into 7 sections, the 7 treasures. So if you do this, this is going to make a huge difference. So this is kind of the pinnacle of my teaching, I have to say, and I can't say enough about it. I'm so psyched that I'm going to do this. When I did my New Year's Eve ceremony, to do that all New Year's Eve, my guides told me, make this the year of power attunement, because I developed it in 2013. They said, not now, the 2020s, it's ahead of its time. Not to sound egotistical, but that was the message that I got, unless it was from my own ego. But they're laughing at me, saying, no, it was from us. It was from source. So anyway, but now the awakening's happening, so it's no longer ahead of its time. It's perfect for the time now. So we are going to make this the year of power attunement, and you'll have the opportunity to learn that 10 hours of training, 2-hour course, meditation, all that for $200. So if you're interested, I'll leave I'll leave more information on the pinned comments also. So other than that, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., we're doing healing with the master teachers. We have room for 4 more people. If you want to jump on, the email is info@atombetweentheworlds.com. And then next Tuesday, we have mediumship. Both those events are on Zoom. So that's what's coming up. Thursday's the meditation upload. And thank you, everybody. We're going to sign off now. Sign off, everybody. And like I said, we'll leave more information. And since Mr. Floyd, since you were on, he also channels Kuan Yin, or Mother Mary, but Kuan Yin and Archangel Raphael. So check out his channeling work on Mr. Floyd Channelings. And thank you, everybody, again, for being here. Grateful for all of you. Love you all. We are ending now. 46 minutes. All right. Talk to you soon. Love you.